2024 Big East Women's Basketball Tournament, sponsored by Jeep. The rest of our coverage is right here on FS2. It's the 4-5 quarterfinal matchup. Who will meet UConn tomorrow as Villanova takes on Marquette? Here's where we are in the bracket, folks. Connecticut getting past Providence earlier today. Now two bubble teams in Marquette and Nova squaring off. We still have Creighton and Seton Hall. St. John's, Georgetown, 7 and 9:30 right here on FS2. Welcome back to Mohegan Sun, everybody. I'm John Fanta. My partner is Kim Adams, and what a matchup this is. It could be argued as the most highly anticipated of the day. Why? These two teams are on the bubble, and they played a pair of one-possession games in the regular season. Yeah, Villanova swept both of those meetings, but each game was decided by just 3 points, and it was a lot of Lucy Olson and Christina Dalsey. The Big East leading scorer, Olson, had 37 in the first meeting, and that was Christina Dalsey's 7th block of the game. Dalsey has had doubles in each of the first 2 meetings. Lucy Olson a little more at bay in that one, but 19 points for her in the second meeting. Villanova winning both those meetings by just 3 points apiece. Lucy Olson's taken that torch from Maddie Siegrist as the alpha now for the Wildcats. Christina Dalsey just outstanding as a rim protector. Yeah, leading the Big East in rebounding and blocks, but the question always remains with Villanova, what contributions will they get outside of those two players? For Marquette, they will count on their veteran duo of Liza Carlin and Jordan King. These two are veterans. They've been here time and time again. Liza Carlin, one of the most improved players in the conference, 18 a game, and Jordan King can distribute, can score. These two are going to be ready for this moment. Marquette has been to the Big East Tournament semifinals every year under Megan Duffy. Villanova's won the last 6 meetings between these two teams. Something's got to give. Some more madness from Mohegan Sun is next. The Marquette Golden Eagles, the Villanova Wildcats, the second of 4 Big East Women's Basketball Tournament quarterfinals. Let's welcome in the third member of our team, Megan Caffrey.
Hey, John, well, you and Kim were talking about the scoring discrepancy with Lucy Olson in the 2 regular season matchups, and Marquette head coach Megan Duffy really liked how her team did on Olson in that second meeting. However, now it is tournament time. She told us, my defense and our rebounding need to be up to standards.
Thank you, Megan. Megan Duffy in year 5 as the Marquette head coach. What a job she has done. That 7-12 winning percentage. Over 100 wins, the fastest to get there for a coach in Marquette history, as our starting lineups are sponsored by Jeep. There's only one. So we've talked about some of the stars. Who could be a complementary player that impacts this game? Yeah, look out for Mackenzie Hare, the talented sophomore from Marquette. She leads the Big East with about 3 made threes per game. One of the tops in the country in terms of three-point percentage and three-point makes. Marquette in the blue, Villanova in the white. These two teams are right around that last 4 in, first 4 out conversation, so this one means a lot. And the tip belongs to Olson and the Wildcats. And Olson with a floater. That's what she's brought to the table this year. Why not draw one up for not just your leading scorer, the Big East leading scorer, Lucy Olson, 23 a game, a top 5 scorer in the country. That 3 off for Hare. And to think that she took the torch from as great of a scorer as there was last year in women's college basketball. Maddie Siegrist, and Olson knows what big games in this tournament look like because she learned from Siegrist. And we came off the top. Lucy Olson has had a 37-point game already this season against Marquette. She is wasting no time. Neither is Jordan King. Those highlight players off to a good start. Jordan King in her 5th season is giving everything to this program. She and Liza Carlin, Rose and Kumu, veteran-led group for the Golden Eagles. A veteran-led group, they've been designed differently this year. More of an offensive team. With the big 3 as Olson comes off the screen, and Lucy Olson has all 6. I mean, are you serious? Lucy Olson just looking like she's running through drills right now. She dropped her defender on that one, and she has not touched the rim. Relentless work ethic is what Denise Dillon says. Anytime Maddie Segrist was in the gym, Olsen was following her. Hair gliding, can't connect, and there's Dulcie with the rebound.
I've now been at multiple games this season where Lucy Olsen has made a defender fall, and this game is still very early.
Jones with the kick out. That three was nearly banked in for Maddie Weber. Carlin up the floor. Dulcie rejected that one. She had 12 blocks in 2 meetings between these teams.
I mean, that looked like a pedestrian layup for Liza Carlin. Christina Dulcie came out of nowhere.
Olsen off this time, offensive rebound for Jones. Villanova playing with purpose. Weber short. And that time Dulcie is called for a foul.
We have to revisit this vicious block. I mean, Liza Carlin is going in for the layup. Christina Dulcie comes from behind. But John, something to keep in mind, she has gotten into foul trouble in some recent games. It was a theme for her last season. She's gotten better at it, and she's called for her first foul there. So she's got to be really smart. They need to keep her on the floor.
That they do. Battle for it here. Villanova has it. Our officials today, Jeff Smith, Tom Donaher, and Teresa Stuck. Weber stops, pops, and hits.
As a whole, coming into this game, John, Villanova has struggled to shoot from the outside specifically, so I like this intention to try to grab that rebound and go and get some easy ones in transition.
Villanova got a bit of a wake-up call on Sunday against DePaul in their last game. They needed to come back from 14 down in the fourth quarter to win it at the buzzer. Olsen delivered. Run it off.
Yeah, Lucy Olsen had a wild buzzer beater that just sort of summed up the type of season she had, but that was an incredible win for them to come into the tournament with.
Steve King with close to 1,800 points on her career. Now up to 1,788. That floater doesn't go. Offensive rebound, and Hottinger is fouled. She played for Harry Peretta, and taking over for a man who was the head coach for over 4 decades. How about the job Denise Dillon has done?
Yeah, she has done a tremendous job in just a short amount of time. Made it to the Sweet 16 last year, had the nation's leading scorer in Maddie Segrist, who's now in the WNBA. And now she has a top 5 scorer in the nation in Lucy Olsen.
Franny Hottinger is at the line. These two coaches talked with us earlier this week and both have such great respect for one another. You think about it with Denise Dillon, the years she put together at Drexel, and Megan Duffy taking this job. Duffy said, you just know when you're going to play Villanova, they run such great stuff, and Dillon said the reverse. Both hard to prepare for. Offensive rebound in the bucket.
Yeah, 2 really great female leaders that have tried to elevate their program, that really care about the young women and what they're doing off the floor in addition to what they're doing on the court.
This time Olsen was out of control. Shot clock did not reset.
And that's what you have to do against her, is just try to make things difficult. She's one of the best in the country at breaking down the defense and creating her own shot. You just have to try to make things tough.
Dulcie and 1.
Strong start for Christina Dulcie. We know she leads the Big East in rebounding, in blocks, but Villanova could really benefit from her scoring the ball a little bit more. Coming into this game, John, the last 2 games against UConn and DePaul, she scored just 4 points. She had a ton of foul trouble against UConn. So great to see her get active on the offensive end early.
And the fact is, can they meet her activity? Because the question for this team has been, who's going to get it done beyond Olsen?
Yeah, I mean, they don't have a double-digit score average on the season outside of Olsen, and Liza Carlin fighting inside for her first bucket. Sorry, her second bucket.
We saw Liza Carlin show up to this tournament a couple years ago and just go off against DePaul. You remember that?
I do, and she is continuing that. She's had a breakout season this year. The most improved player went to Lucy Olson, but Liza Carlin was probably in the short list of candidates for that award as well.
Olson with 3. Carlin with the rebound.
And Jordan King sticking with Olson that time, keeping a contest on the shot.
Carlin, she loves this stage.
Liza holding the follow through a little bit. I like it. Postseason, you got to bring a little spice. Liza Carlin has gone inside and now out. A very capable three-point shooter.
Oh, and she's majoring in civil engineering. Dalsey gets it from Olson, and Marquette's defense has come alive. Marquette going back to the NCAA tournament last year. They've been a staple to that event in recent seasons. Hare off one dribble. And the rebound pulled down by Oreo. Olson got off to that hot start. Shot clock's at 7. Zanai Jones identified as the X factor of this game by Denise Dillon. Jones to Dalsey with 1. That's a shot clock violation. And Marquette's defense has turned it on.
Well, we have some of the brightest stars in the Big East in this matchup. All Big East first team. Liza Carlin dialing up from 3. Lucy Olson, the leading scorer in the conference, making it look easy.
How about the continual growth of Lucy Olson from her freshman season to now? How has she done it?
Well, the scoring has just improved year by year. Last year, she was sort of the Robin to Maddie Siegrist's Batman, and now she is a bona fide star. She is the 4th leading scorer in the nation, Big East first team member, Big East most improved player, and she got started off with a bang. She knocked down her first 3 shots, and she is as good as any guard in the country at creating her own shot. Highly skilled offensive player, off the bounce, fade away. She's most effective in this mid-range pull-up game. You really have to try your best to keep her in front, to stay with her, to know how you're defending her in ball screens, to just make things as difficult as you can for Lucy Olson.
This is amazing, Kim, because players that are averaging at least 23 points per game don't grow on trees, and Villanova has been able to successfully pass the torch from an all-timer in Siegrist to Olson.
Yeah, and we've talked to Denise Dillon throughout the course of the season, and I don't think she expected it. I don't think anyone watching expected to Lucy Olson to put up the type of numbers that she has consistently all season. Tons of 20-point games, 30-point games, a 40-point game. It's just been tremendous to watch.
Great to have you with us for game 2 of our 4-game quarterfinal marathon from Mohegan Sun. This one important in more ways than one. And there's the hustle from Jordan King. Marquette takes the lead.
And I loved Megan Caffrey's opening report from Megan Duffy about them needing to get back to their standard of defense and rebounding. And there was Jordan King coming in for the second shot.
That one off for Runyon. And here come the Golden Eagles, have scored 7 unanswered. Trying to find Carlin, and that one was deflected. Megan Obrys with the defense.
Yeah, just a tough time to try to throw that inside. Villanova was defending it well, pretty much doubling Carlin, someone in the front and someone in the back. Want to work that around a little bit more.
Villanova has not scored in over 3 minutes. Shot clock's down to 7. When you're in a scoring drought, let Lucy Olson take over.
She can quickly read and react like we just saw her there. You think she's going to pull up off of the screen. She pauses, lets the defender fly by. One dribble right to the rim.
Hare with with a beautiful dime to Carlin. She just could not reward her. You liked it, though.
It was a great read from Mackenzie Hare, who's most of the time off of screens, going to have a defender chasing behind her. So she curled it. Perfect pass. Got to make those in this time of year.
Olsen again. Marquette already up 12-7 on the glass. They've out-rebounded their opponent in 23 of their 29 games this year as Skylar Forbes is called for the travel. That's just it, Kim. Megan Duffy said when her team lost to St. John's, she felt like that was a low point, and that was not long ago. The Golden Eagles were celebrating senior night against the Red Storm in a game that was on FS1. They lost 56-50. That is why St. John's is playing tonight at 9:30 to get that 3 seed. Her team did respond. They rolled past Butler at Hinkle Fieldhouse, 74-52, and Duffy felt like that was a good sign for what's to come. Skylar Forbes is a good sign, too.
Skylar Forbes, a freshman we haven't heard too much about compared to some of the other talented freshmen in this league, but ton of upside with her. She's coming off of her best game of the season, 13 points against Butler, and at 6'3", you see her ability to alter things on that end of the floor.
Quite the presence. And she's just scratching the surface. King to the deck. Hanging out of the basketball, and the possession arrow is with Marquette with 9 on the shot clock.
And that was a very dialed-in defensive possession for Villanova. Lucy Olsen denying Jordan King the ball. Players meeting her on the other side of the screen.
So you got 7 on the shot clock as we hit the final minute of the quarter. Down to 3, and Kuma's got to make a move. She does, and that's the Villanova defense answering the bell.
It's a very maybe underrated defensive team, I would say, in Villanova. I don't know if they will in this matchup, but at times they will put on a full court press. But they could be really strong in the half court in terms of denying passes in, reacting, communicating.
They've held Marquette scoreless for the last 2.5 minutes. Not easy to do. Weber off. And it will stay with Villanova, 13 on the shot clock. Is this not what you expect for the majority, if not all of this game, this type of 1 to 2 possession type trek?
Yeah, I mean, we saw both of these games played in the 50s. Marquette's a team who can get out and score a little bit more, but the Villanova defense has kept these 2 meetings tight.
An offensive foul called on Megan Obrys there, as Mackenzie Hare will check back in for Marquette. So about a 2-second difference here between shot and game clock. Marquette has not scored in 3 minutes. Top 3 in the Big East in offense this season, over 72 points per game. Oh, a delivery to Forbes. That was pretty, and 1.
That is X's and O's to a T from Megan Duffy. What happened there, John, they send their best 3-point shooter, Mackenzie Hare, off of a screen. So both defenders shift up. Skylar Forbes slips this screen. She is wide open, but that's a team working together because Mackenzie Hare commands so much attention on the arc that both defenders shift with her. Skylar Forbes ready for the slip and catch.
You said it, Marquette second in the league, 38% from threes. Maybe they found something there. We got a foul just when Forbes was about to take it with 6.9.
Fortunately, that's just her first foul, because you, as a coach, you love to see that from a freshman. Forbes has come in and played some big minutes here in the first quarter. Just a little bit of a bump, but trying to cut off the driving path.
Marquette still has the 2 fouls to give this quarter. 6.9 here. Olsen with the buzzer beater Sunday was double. Oriel to beat the buzzer, and Marquette closes the quarter strong.
Well, we expected that this would be another tight meeting between these two teams. Villanova took the first two. Marquette has come out strong. 4-5 battle, both teams on the tournament bubble.
Welcome back to Mohegan Sun in Uncasville, Connecticut. Marquette up 15-12 on Villanova, heading into the second quarter. John Fanta, Kim Adams, Megan Caffrey with you. So let's open up the Golden Eagles resume. Autumn Johnson has them projected as a 10 seed right now. What do you see?
Yeah, well, they had an undefeated non-conference, and then there's just been so much parity within the conference. You see that net number is pretty high. I mean, coaches are still very confused about what the net is and how do you actually move the needle on it, but they do have a very good net ranking, 2 and 3 against the top 50. And then Villanova, reminder, Villanova has swept the meetings with Marquette. Their net 51, 2 and 6 against the top 50. Autumn Johnson projects them in the first 4 out, so a couple wins here in the tournament certainly would do them some good. So a lot on the line here for both teams. And, you know, we talked to the coaches. Megan Duffy said, I don't want it to be one or the other. Whoever wins this game is going to the tournament. We're considering both teams' resumes here, but this is certainly an important one. You can't live that down.
Absolutely. And when you look at these two teams, Villanova did sweep that season series. That's why if Villanova's left out in the tournament, they beat Marquette 3 times. There's also an argument there.
And what's also crazy is St. John's swept both of these teams. Bella Runyon coming right at us. St. John's swept the meetings of Marquette and Villanova, and their net is way below them. So that's why there's a lot of confusion as to what exactly is the net and what do you have to do to get a good net score.
Do you think that comes in the off-season where we get a little bit of a deeper explanation so that coaches can understand what they're doing when scheduling?
I think there should be a lot more transparency about the net and how do I best position my team to make the NCAA tournament, I think is what coaches want to know.
Jones is off. Dulcie able to retain it. Meanwhile, in this game, Marquette held Villanova scoreless for the last 2.5 minutes of the first quarter. And that's an illegal screen on Jones.
Yeah, Jones just never really got set there, just kind of running right through Mackenzie here. Little bounce off. Yeah, she's unsure. She just never actually came to a stop and planted her feet.
It is that time of year, though. Every day, the bubble situation can certainly change. Jordan King attacking, and Dulcie's there with the rebound. Catch and shoot. She's short. How about what we saw last night? Maryland shocking top-seeded Ohio State in the Big Ten tournament.
And then Michigan beating Indiana. So we've seen that anything can happen in these games. Big Ten quarterfinals, Iowa was the only higher-seeded team to advance to the semis.
That was really something. And in the process, Caitlin Clark broke Steph Curry's single-season threes record. As that entry falls home for Skylar Forbes. You've liked her activity early on in this game.
Yeah, she has made quite an impact early on. Skylar Forbes only averages 5 points per game. And she already has 5 here early in the second quarter.
Eight on the shot clock for Villanova. Burke traveled. It's the 4th Villanova turnover. Denise Dillon talked to us about her team's effort on Sunday, and she said to get rewarded, they were down 14 again to DePaul. Really emotional game. You've got senior day happening. They got the ball back with 1.1 on the clock. There was never a question of who the ball was going to, but to get rewarded for that comeback. She said, I feel like that inspires our confidence level for this tournament.
Yeah, you certainly want to be coming into this tournament on a high note. Both teams riding wins.
Dulcie never gathered it. Carlin, it'll stay with Marquette, and let's revisit it this past Sunday.
So Villanova came down from 18. Just perfect execution from Lucy Olsen. Didn't need a dribble. Uses the screen well. And that is pretty much a summary of the season that Lucy Olsen has had.
An offensive foul on Marquette. She said, look, the commitment from the beginning is what we needed from our team. And it starts with Olsen. You see those averages on the screen. They knew they were younger, a little bit more inexperienced than in the past couple of years when they had Segrist. And battling through the parity of the Big East is what they've had to deal with. Caitlin Oriole is an X factor to this team.
And that's when Villanova's offense is at its best. Cutting, curling. Oriole coming right off a curl screen across the lane. Nice find from Christina Dalsey.
A foul. Denise Dillon is in disbelief. And Kim, I think she might have a case here. It didn't look like there was an ounce of contact.
Let's see what we see here. Yeah, I mean, very minimal. At least they didn't call it on the shot attempt because Mackenzie Hare was trying to throw something up.
Does Olsen hit her?
I didn't see much there. First foul on Olsen.
And it's a 3-shot foul. And Hare cannot hit the first.
I will say, the first game that we just had, oh my, wait, they did call it, or is she in the bonus, or did they call it on the shot?
They called him on the shot, a 3-shot
foul. Oh, wow, because he originally called it on the floor. So they changed the call.
Tom Donaher did just that.
What I was going to say is the first game, Providence UConn was extremely physical, almost to a point of being too physical, where we had players leaving the floor. I'd rather it be called a little tighter than to let things get out of hand.
That 3 off for Oriole. Left wide open Runyon. And right now Villanova, they're cold from 3. 0 for 7.
And they've struggled to shoot from 3 as of late, last couple of games. So they have to stay dialed into that movement offense, the motion, where they're scoring off of back cuts and curls.
Just 2 for 13 against DePaul on Sunday. Forbes couldn't connect once, got it back, and we're watching a star blossom for Marquette.
Forbes has been phenomenal. She looks like she's been playing 20 minutes a game all season. I mean, she's confident in her role. She's attacking the glass, which is exactly what Megan Duffy wanted to see from her group.
What did she tell us? What did Megan Duffy tell us back in January? Skylar Forbes has a chance. She's getting her chance today. 7 on the shot clock. There's a drive from Weber, and she gets it to go. That's an offensive foul on Carlin. And for Carlin, that's her second. So she's got 2. That's a big moment.
Let's take another look. Yeah, I mean, Oriole sells it a little, but there certainly was a little bit of an elbow to the chest. Both things can be true there, but Carlin's going to have to take a seat.
March is a time for Hollywood moments and acting. The point is, Carlin has 2 fouls. And that's just great pursuit by Hare. Dalsey and Hare go to the deck. And on the other end, it will stay with Marquette. And we've got a timeout. A 3-point game, a bubble game. Winner moves to the Big East semis to meet Connecticut. Just getting started. Tonight on Fox Primetime Hoops, Donovan Clingan leads second-ranked UConn as they gear up for another run at a national title. in a Big East showdown against Providence, who is firmly on the tournament bubble. It all tips off tonight at 8 Eastern on Fox, a big game.
I was going to say, we've been talking a lot about bubble. The Big East men's basketball is like residing on the bubble. There's, I don't know, what do you think, 4 teams? You're the master of that information.
Yes. Villanova, St. John's, Providence, Seton Hall really helped themselves by beating the Wildcats earlier this week. John Fanta, Kim Adams, Megan Caffrey. These 2 teams are on the bubble. What are your takeaways from the first 15 minutes of this game?
It's what Megan Duffy talked to us about this matchup. There's very little separation in these 2 games in terms of margin for error because they know it's going to be grinded out. It's going to be a lower scoring affair. So every possession is important. Every rebound is important. And we're seeing 2 teams that are really dialed in defensively. Looking at some of the images, I've been impressed with Skylar Forbes from Marquette.
There's a deflection. The amount of defensive activity in this game stands out. That's a collision and an offensive foul taken by Bella Runyon.
Bella Runyon, I mean, that sort of play just embodies the player that she is, the career she's had for Villanova, putting her body on the line, a player who really does just about everything for this Villanova team, whether it's assisting, getting steals. They'd sure like a little bit more scoring.
Olsen with the step back is off. Weber, it'll stay with Villanova. Well, Bella just showed her toughness, her ability to take the collision, and her dad, John, played college football at Michigan, then those 14 years in the NFL, a known Philadelphia Eagle. Let's send it back over to Megan.
Yeah, John, and then talking about Bella Runyon, she doesn't say a lot, but it's her energy that Coach Dillon told us is absolutely contagious.
Yeah, we've talked to Denise Dillon. I believe she said, like, Bella Runyon never even has a bad practice. She is just somebody who brings consistency every single day, every year of her career.
You're the daughter of a longtime NFL pro. That consistency, you can see it genetically. Dulcie on the pick and roll.
And I think they have to keep her active offensively. She's been quiet. That's her just 4th point. They got to keep her going offensively.
Skylar Forbes, welcome to the Big East tournament. She's the leading scorer for Marquette with 9 points.
If you asked Eddie Voss, Megan Duffy, who would be leading the team as we close it on halftime, Skylar Forbes would be about the 6th choice.
It just goes to show you this time of year there are things that happen. That is Villanova basketball to perfection. Dulcie.
We talked about their struggles from 3. They're 0 of 8. We said they need to stay attacking, keep moving, keep cutting, and they've done that the last couple of possessions and have found easy openings.
Dulcie's struggling a little bit lately. Now how about Forbes? Taking her off the dribble and getting Dulcie to foul her. That's Dulcie's 2nd.
I mean, who are we watching right now? Well, we'll get to that one, but how about the screen and roll action? Lucy Olsen to Christina Dulcie. And then Skylar Forbes is making a name for herself. The freshman not named to the all-freshman team. Plenty of talented freshmen in this conference. Ooh, just the extra pass there. Christina Dulcie really starting to just move without the ball more, and her teammates are finding her.
We're watching Skylar Forbes, a freshman from Ontario. She was a captain at the high school level, led her team to back-to-back Jewel League championships in high school, and an all-star in the Ontario Scholastic Basketball Association, coming from Canada to Milwaukee, and now having one of her finest performances, if not her finest thus far, of her career.
And I wonder, did she look up to Aaliyah Edwards growing up as a center from Ontario? Meeting with Aaliyah Edwards and the Huskies on the line here.
We hope Aaliyah is okay. She took a hard hit in UConn's quarterfinal win, came back out of the tunnel deeper into the game with her nose taped up, a nose injury. Huskies will be in action tomorrow, FS1 2:30 against the winner of this game. 7 on the shot clock. Jordan King The Big East returning leading scorer, and she just shows why she's a bucket.
Yeah, each of these teams has somebody who can create their own shot, break down the defense as the shot clock is winding down. We have Lucy Olson for Nova. We have Jordan King for Marquette. Big time bucket there.
Weber lost control. And who else but Forbes was there for the steal. Hare lost her way. Bodies to the deck again. Villanova now has it.
Those are the type of plays you need to convert on in March. You had numbers, you have a fast break, you got to find 2 points.
In 2 meetings that were decided by a combined 6 points, the little things matter. That's why this is a 4-5 game. Olsen off. These teams were a play away maybe in the regular season from one of them not being in this game, being in the 3-6 game.
Yeah, 3-way tie at 11-7, these two teams, and St. John's.
The 3, they'll play Georgetown tonight. King rejected, shut down by Runyon. They've got numbers. Marquette got back. That's off the foot of Forbes. As we hit the final minute of this first half, we tell you, coming up on the Jeep Halftime Report, we will look at highlights and a recap of #1 UConn and 9th seed Providence. Plus, Kim will give her takeaways from the opening 20 minutes. It's all on the Jeep Halftime Report. Weber with the offensive rebound. The freshman feeds it off. And now he got 12 on the shot clock here. Olsen's gone quieter lately. 6 on the timer. Olsen, tough. And she's fouled by Nkumu.
We also have to give credit there to Maddie Weber, the freshman, who secured the offensive rebound. Those are the little things we talk about going to make a difference in such a tight game. Really, she gets the assist for these 2 free throws coming up for Lucy Olson.
Well, when you're playing Marquette, and Denise Dillon said this, you've got to be ready to battle on the glass, because that is the Golden Eagles staple. In the Megan Duffy era, Marquette's only been out-rebounded 32 times total. They're 95-23 when they out-rebound their opponent. In this first half, up 21-16.
Yeah, Marquette is a +6 about rebounding margin on the season. Villanova a -1. So that's an area that Villanova really needs to be attentive to. They have one of the best individual rebounders, the best in the conference actually in Dowsey, but it needs to be a team effort.
2 of those 23 losses all time, though, came when they out-rebounded Nova this year. In and out on the 3. Villanova can hold for the final shot in the quarter, and Weber realized it and will. We told you this would be a battle. Here's Olsen with 6. Olsen gets to the elbow. Euro step is off. That's taken by McCurry. Marquette leads at the break. And after starting 3 for 3, Lucy Olson closes the first half. 1 for 7. Game on at Mohegan Sun. These 2 teams played a pair of 1-possession games in the regular season. Another 1-possession game here at the break. Moments away from the start in the 3rd quarter between Marquette and Villanova. Let's welcome in the 3rd member of our team again, Megan Caffrey.
Hey, John. Well, Denise Dillon was telling me she was hoping it was just some first-half jitters for her team, saying the shots are there, but more importantly, she pointed out her team's defense, and she said, hey, listen, if we don't play defense, we're not in this one.
Great stuff, Megan. And it's so true, Kim, because they went 0 for 8 from 3 in the first half. It'd be hard to think they could duplicate that.
And I don't think the defense has been awful. I mean, they're holding Marquette under 40%, but of course, coach is going to hold their teams to the highest standard. But you're right, when things aren't going quite as well as you'd like them to be in terms of putting the ball in the basket, you have to make up for it on the other end.
King is short on her first attempt in the second half. Dulcie, she's been plenty active with touches. Jones got that to bounce in, and we're tied.
And I like that possession because Denise Dillon specifically drew up options for players other than Lucy Olsen, trying to get more people involved, trying to get them confident. Zanai Jones, somebody she talked to us about back in the lineup in the last couple games, missed a few, somebody who can make things happen for them.
Carlin, who was in some foul trouble in the first half, and look at Dulcie pursue that rebound, her fifth.
Christina Dulcie changed up the hairstyle. Could this be a sign of something? She had the buns going in the first half. She's let the buns free.
An adjustment. Dulcie is off this time. There's Hottinger to reel it in. Both these teams, again, if you're just joining us, also very much on the NCAA tournament bubble. Carlin had that altered by Olsen.
She's having a tough time finishing. I think she needs to take like an extra half a second on her attempts, especially that time with a smaller player defending you. Have to keep the ball up at chin level.
Dulcie again is all over Carlin. That one batted into the air and some sloppy play here. Carlin got some space. Long. When we tell you both these teams are on the bubble, Marquette net is 37, Villanova at 51. That is an offensive foul on Lucy Olsen, but Villanova took the two meetings between these teams. They were, again, both decided by just a possession.
Rosen Kumu, an elite perimeter defender, sliding over to get in position to take that charge against Lucy Olsen, who, as we heard in Megan Duffy's interview with Megan Caffrey, I agreed with what she was saying. Lucy Olsen has 4 field goals. She had 3 field goals within probably the first 90 seconds of the game. So they have stepped up their defense on Lucy Olsen, the Big East leading scorer.
After that 3-for-3 start, since then 1 for 8. Hare with a stab. Hare cannot hit. Dulcie's just tracking everything, Kim.
She is just a stalwart down there. Even if she doesn't get a credit for the block, she makes you think about your attempt, especially a smaller guard like Mackenzie Hare going inside.
Villanova has not led since it was 10-7. Just over 4 minutes into the game. 7 on the shot clock for Olsen, the leading scorer in the league, and Kumu is called for the foul. Megan Duffy does not like it.
Let's see if Coach Duffy has a case here. Yeah, I mean, I thought she stepped into the path a little bit. She bumped her, redirected her.
Also, the conference's leading scorer is going to get that call when she's got the ball.
Well, as the daughter and sister of a ref, I wouldn't say that's the argument, but I see where you're coming from.
Lucy Olsen knocks it down.
How hard does Lucy Olsen have to work to get openings, to get her shots off? If you monitor her throughout a game, the energy, she must be in tremendous shape because she has to do so much just to get the ball.
You know, back to the Olsen point, this is why I love doing games with you. We can have an honest conversation. That switched home for Volker. I appreciate it, Kim Adams. And we always learn something from your dad, big game Bob Adams.
Now look out for the slim whistle. He was doing the D3 Sweet 16 last night. My brother, he's on the come up.
The Adams family.
You know I'm always going to have a soft spot for the refs, but I'll call it like it is.
Jones is fouled.
Lucy Olsen showing why she is one of the top scorers in the country. That time Marquette just losing sight of her, too much separation, and then Marquette continues to find some scoring from unlikely sources. Lee Volker averages just about 3 points per game, and she knocks that one down, much needed for Marquette.
Here's Olsen. Look at the step through, that one long. Dalsey is pursuing it, bodies into the bench. And because of Dalsey's efforts, Villanova is going to keep the basketball.
She is just full speed, like she only knows one speed. And you have to love that and respect it as her coach. Denise Dillon just speaking on the development of Christina Dalsey from year 1 to year 2, now to year 3. One of the best defenders and rebounders that this conference has seen.
Entering this game over 280 rebounds, 141 on the offensive end. Jones with 2. Sanai Jones! In a game that's been mostly defensive, that was one of the bigger buckets we've seen. Carlin just answers right back.
Marquette certainly needs to get Liza Carlin going. I mean, in a tight game like this, as much as we've seen other players step up, you need your stars to be there for you. That should hopefully get her confidence up a little bit. She's had a tough time finishing around the rim.
Now a collision underneath and a foul on the Golden Eagles. Taking us to a timeout.
It is a 1-point game here in the third meeting between these two teams. Sanai Jones giving her team a 1-point lead.
Welcome back to Mohegan Sun. John Fanta, Kim Adams with you for our second of 4 quarterfinals. Villanova 31, Marquette 30. Your observations on what has been a one-possession game virtually the whole way.
Yeah, I mean, this is quite simply going to be a grinded-out game. Both teams shooting about 35%. The 3-ball has not been pretty for either team. 1 of 10 for Nova, 2 of 6 for Marquette. I do think Marquette can look for more opportunities from 3. There's a team that shoots 37% from 3. Mackenzie Hare has just 2 points. She hasn't made a field goal yet. I think they can look to get their shooters a little bit more involved.
Can either of these two teams find some separation and find some offense? Let's welcome Megan Caffrey back in.
At huddle. Hey, John Olin, that last Marquette huddle, Coach Duffy's message to her team was, let's be solid and fundamental, especially on the defensive side. And you'll love this. Before she comes down to sit down in every huddle, in her seat there is a whiteboard that says championship effort, defense, and rebounding.
Thank you, Megan. Well, that is just part of the culture that we've seen Megan Duffy build in her 5 seasons at Marquette. The offense has received a big boost this season, but they have always been about defense and rebounding, so we will see how they respond out of that huddle.
Carlin spins in and out, but there's that offensive rebound. Wow, just some unfortunate bounces there for the Golden Eagles.
You talked about that tough St. John's loss they had on senior night. Similar misses in that game where you just, at times they couldn't buy a bucket. That's when you really need to lock in on this end of the floor and just stay positive, maybe get to the free throw line a little bit.
Jones is off. And you feel the nerves of this game too. They both realize they need it. You want to advance to the semifinals, but they missed a double-digit number of layups in that St. John's loss. That's King missing in a spot she normally doesn't either. Deep 3 for Runyon is off, and now here comes Hare. We saw Connecticut beat Providence earlier, 86-53, as a foul is called on Runyon. Paige Beckers put on a show, Kim. 29 points, 9 rebounds, and 6 assists.
Paige Beckers was tremendous in that one, winner of this game. will face the Huskies tomorrow.
Plenty of activity in conference tournaments across the country. Some early headlines: Notre Dame rolled past Virginia Tech 82-53.
Oh my God, goodness.
That's a dominant performance in the ACC. Iowa State knocked off Baylor 67-62. Megan Duffy played at Notre Dame for Muffet McGraw. Both teams are stuck in an offensive drought at the moment.
We said the first two meetings were played in the 50s. This one might be played in the 40s. The way these two teams are struggling to make shots and how the defense is.
Weber is short. Back to Marquette. Yes, you'd be right. Hey, national discussion. Do you think Ohio State's loss to Maryland, does that now mean Caitlin Clark and Iowa are on the one line?
As of right now, yes. I mean, they've looked dominant in their Big Ten quarterfinal yesterday. They obviously have to finish things off, but if they have a good showing.
Iowa will meet Michigan in the Big Ten tournament today.
Kim Barnes-Arico, former St. John's head coach, now at Michigan.
Megan Duffy was her assistant.
Absolutely.
Aaron
So was
Bass
Joe
was her
Tartamano.
assistant. Yeah, it's amazing. There's 3 former Barnes-Arico assistants that are now in the Big East. You think Kim's pretty good?
That defense is serious. Big win for them. Comeback win.
Jones had that altered. Neither team has scored in 3 minutes.
We're not sending this one to Springfield for an offensive clinic here. It's going to be about the small plays, the grind it out. Happens in March.
Hare breaks it up. Mackenzie Hare.
First field goal of the day for Mackenzie Hare, who averages 14 points per game. Can that spark a little bit of life for Megan Duffy's group?
That one long for Weber. Rebound by Marquette. The Golden Eagles led by 2 at the half. That's picked off, intercepted by Runyon. Now Bella Runyon drives. Rejected by Forbes.
Both teams have struggled to shoot the 3 ball, but one of the nation's best finally gets it going. The sophomore Mackenzie Hare, and then Skylar Forbes is something serious on that end of the floor. The 6'3" freshman has had some nice moments in this one.
A 10th Villanova turnover. Entry to Carlin. Had that altered. Carlin got it back, and Liza Carlin is fouled by Dulcie. That's her 3rd.
It was well defended initially from Bella Runyon, and then Dulcie bails her out a little bit. Credit to Liza Carlin to continuing to stick with the play on a night that's been tough to score, just 4 of 12 from the field, but she's battling. I'm sorry, they did give the foul to Bella Runyon. I thought it would have been on Dulcie.
Wow, it looked like that was Dulcie who made the contact on that call.
Yeah, I thought Runyon was kind of out of the play at that point.
I agree. They might have to take a look at that. Unless it was not entered properly. We'll get a ruling on that in the quarter. 4-point game. And right now, Lucy Olson is off the floor. Who could step up for Villanova? Runyon, way off. Villanova's 1 for 13 from 3. Marquette can take their time here. 3-second difference between shot and game clock. seconds here for Jones. No Olsen here. 3. Zanai Jones with 1. Jones has to heave a prayer, and Marquette has found some separation.
Little bit of separation is all you need in a game like this. The ladies have been battling back and forth. Marquette takes a 6-point lead to the 4th.
She has served as the primary communications contact for Big East women's basketball since the 2013-14 season, playing a vital role with us at Fox Sports in raising everything externally with the Big East Conference of women's basketball. Not only that, she is a class act. She's a Providence graduate as well. Pam Blanky. Pam, we congratulate you on your new opportunity as the Vice President Communications and Broadcasting with the Dallas Wings. You are the best, and we love you.
Pam is one of one, exceptional at her job, went above and beyond every day, especially around this time of year with tournament seeding implications, NCAA resumes, just so helpful to all of us in broadcasting. She's going to be severely missed here, but so excited for her new opportunity.
The Big East Conference communication staff is truly special. You have Pam and the job she's done. John Paquette's a Hall of Famer. Kevin Ivany, their whole crew. They do a terrific job in helping us.
Also, we'll shout out all the SIDs in the Big East, too. So helpful to us.
And all SIDs in the country. We appreciate all of you. Because this time of year, these SIDs, folks, for those who don't know, they're working on notes right after games. Pages and pages of work. Oriole with a big bucket for Villanova. Kim, what's the key to the 4th quarter?
Well, we've been talking about it all game, how important every single possession is. This time of year is attention to detail, knowing personnel on the defensive end, executing on the offensive end, and minimizing mistakes. And shot making, which has been hard to come by at times like this. Sometimes it simply comes down to shot making.
Weber all the way, lays it in, and Villanova is within 2.
Nice response out of the huddle. For Villanova, a couple different role-type players getting involved, Weber and then Oriole.
Timeout Marquette. They played a pair of 3-point games in the regular season. Villanova took both. It's down to 2. The plot thickens in Uncasville. Big East basketball is sponsored by Jeep. There's only one. As we welcome you back to Mohegan Sun. Let's revisit our season series between Marquette and Villanova.
So Villanova won both of these meetings, but each of them by only 3 points. Lucy Olsen was big in each of those. So was Christina Dowsey, and round 3 is looking eerily similar as we look at the quarter by quarter. Defense has been at a premium. 7 points for Villanova in the 3rd. Ties the season low, but it's been a quick response for them, and it prompted an early Megan Duffy timeout to get her group regathered.
37-35 in favor of the Golden Eagles. Both teams firmly on the NCAA tournament bubble. Winner trying to book a ticket with UConn tomorrow, 2:30 FS1. That's stripped. What a play by Oriole, just getting her hand on it.
And we've talked about it once today. Passing angles into the post. You have to get over to that left side to feed it into Carlin.
Villanova won on a buzzer beater with a second left against DePaul Sunday. The way this game's gone, we could be in for some more drama. There's Olsen. She knows how to deliver in the big spots.
And she knows how to read a mismatch. Liza Carlin matched up with her, more of a forward, more of a center. Puts her on skates a little bit. Step back, splash.
4 ties. 3 lead changes. That is an illegal screen.
Lucy Olsen recognizes the mismatch, knows she's going to use her ball handling and speed advantage against Liza Carlin. That's kind of a weird play there. I don't even know if Mackenzie Hare was setting a screen. but we play on.
Villanova made the Big East championship game last year. Lost to UConn by just 11. But that was with the legend Maddie Siegrist, the all-time Big East leading scorer. But now they have a star of their own. Olsen again.
Same exact play, same exact matchup. Lucy Olsen takes it to Carlin off the dribble.
Kim, this is also a coaching chess match.
Yeah, and by meeting three, you certainly have a lot of film to go off of.
Gonna find some new tricks in March. Hare is swarmed, that's a foul. Denise Dillon has her hands up in the air.
In real time, I did think it was a foul. Let's see who initiated what. So you have to guard Hare tightly because of her. I mean, yeah, she's into the body. Hare can't even pivot. I think that's the correct call, but that is the 4th foul on Lucy Olsen. That's huge. She is out of this game at the moment.
Massive. Leading scorer in the Big East with 4. Turn around, and the foul now on Burke. How does Villanova manage through this now?
Just take a quick look back here. Yep, Burke brings the arm down. How many coaches did we hear from this week? Several that mentioned defending without fouling, how that is so important, especially at this time of year, being disciplined.
Now I'll give you a chance to answer the question. How does Villanova manage through this with Olsen on the bench with 4?
Yeah, well, you have Zanai Jones, who is somebody who can control your offense and keep you in sync, but other players need to be ready to take shots, take them confidently. But you have a good floor general out there in Zanai Jones, but you need to make up for the scoring ability. The offense has to continue to flow, and people need to be ready when they have the moment to shoot.
Jones, Oriel, Dalsey, Runyon, Weber on the floor for Villanova. No Olsen. So who steps up? 8 on the shot clock. Oriel off to Jones. Jones, the X factor, says Denise Dillon. Jones can't connect. Forbes with her 7th rebound.
We'll see how long Denise Dillon elects to leave Lucy Olsen on the bench. Maybe the under 5 timeout, which we may not even be getting here because Coach Duffy called an early one.
Forbes to Carlin. Carlin short. Carlin, though, got her own miss. On the shot clock. 5 on the shot clock. King. She traveled.
Villanova defense locking down. They gave up an offensive rebound, but locked back in. The defense on Jordan King and Liza Carlin has been pretty solid. They've combined for 20, but the efficiency is not up to par with what it typically is for those 2 veterans.
17 Marquette turnovers. You do not see that often. Weber to a flying Runyon, but she was going so fast, she overdid it. Inside 5 minutes to go. And Kumu got it to go.
This is tense, Fanta. This is peak March right here. Little margin for error. Lucy Olsen set to check back in.
Timeout, Denise Dillon. Will she put all her chips in the center of the table and just play Olsen? Hey, your season's in the balance. The 2 meetings between Villanova and Marquette were dramatic this season. We go back to January, the Wildcats escaping 66-63 as Dalsey came up huge. Then on the road 4 weeks ago, the Cats came back and Olsen delivered.
Yeah, Olsen had 19 points. Christina Dalsey another double-double and 5 blocks. So those first two decided by a total of 6 points. And here we are with a one-possession game. I mean, we knew that this matchup would be fiery, would be spicy. It has absolutely lived up to it. Who's going to lock down here? Which stars are going to step up and make the big shots? This is March.
Yes, it is. And this is interesting. In the first two regular season meetings, Marquette scored just 2 points in the last 5.5 minutes of the fourth quarter in the first one. In the second game, they scored just 3 points in the last 7 minutes. So they've had trouble scoring here late against Nova. Dulcie just tied the game. Our sixth tie.
Caitlin Oriole setting that up, drive and dish. And that's important to keep people scoring other than Lucy Olsen, because Marquette is going to do all they can do to shut her down.
Hare is fouled on a three.
Caitlin Oriole refusing the ball screen, splitting two defenders, drawing a third, perfectly dumping it over to Skylar Forbes. And I think the official there was ruling that Caitlin Oriole got in the landing space of Mackenzie Hare. So even if you didn't see contact up top, her forward momentum prevented Hare from having a safe landing, and that's why she's at the line to shoot three.
First in the Big East this season in three-pointers made with 84. That was good for 11th in the country. She reached 100 threes in 49 games. The fastest for the Golden Eagles since, this is the name, Natisha Heidemann.
One of the all-time greats, one of her counterparts, Alizea Blockton, being honored today as part of that Legends program we saw as Hare makes 2 of 3.
4 minutes to go, each team with 3 timeouts. Just 1 foul committed in this fourth quarter by Marquette, but they're in the bonus with Villanova over the limit. So free throws the rest of the way for the Golden Eagles. Dumped down to Dulcie. That was pretty from Olsen. We're even again.
Her teammates have to be ready like that, because Lucy Olsen drew 2 defenders off the ball screen. Perfect little slip down and a nice catch from Dulcie.
Carlin, short. And suddenly Villanova has made 6 of their last 8 field goal attempts. Each time against Marquette this season, they've seemed to turn it on when it matters most. Here's Olsen, the leading scorer in the Big East, is ready for this moment.
Lucy Olsen, talk about her ability to move without the ball. She was on the opposite block, setting a screen, slips it as they think she's going to run off the top. And the separation, she loves that little fade.
Carlin looking for Forbes. How did Forbes find a way to catch that and get a shot off? She's fouled.
Some different Wildcats stepping up here. Christina Dulcie recognizing the double team to Olsen. And then Lucy getting an ISO in the post. Such a deep bag of tricks for her. Spin back and fade away, and the bench applauding their star.
Skylar Forbes just 66% on the season from the line. But that is clutch from the freshman. Wow.
Has she been their most important player today? As she very well may be.
Yes. 2.5 to go, and with that ball advancement rule in the final minute, each team has the 3 timeouts. And we've seen some wild games in women's hoops this year with the ball advancement. Dulcie couldn't reel it in, and here comes Marquette.
This is fun. I don't know if the coaches are having fun, but all of us watching are.
We still have 2 more tonight. 7 Eastern time, FS2, Creighton Seton Hall, then at 9:30, St. John's and Georgetown. Winner of this meets UConn tomorrow. Hare. Mackenzie Hare, cold-blooded.
That's the sign of a great shooter. Sticking with it no matter how your day has gone. Stepping up confidently when your team needs it the most.
foul here on the Golden Eagles. Olsen helped up. Just the second team foul by Marquette. They have 2 to give.
Mackenzie Hare started the day 0 of 5 from 3. She's had a couple of big ones here in the second half. That the biggest shot of her afternoon so far. You cannot forget about Mackenzie Hare on the perimeter.
42% from 3 on the year. Into Olsen. Less than 2 to go. Olsen to Dulcie. Dulcie takes a lot of contact, no call. Marquette has it. Up 3 with 90 ticks. An entry to Jordan King, and King is fouled by Runyon.
Jordan King continuing to work through a frustrating night. Just 7 points, 3 of 9, but they pull Liza Carlin up to the elbow. They allow their veteran guard to make something happen down low.
This is the unfinished business of this Marquette season. King hits the first. She's 74% from the line on the year. They were right there with Villanova, not once but twice. Lost by 3 each time. Hare with the triple, King with the free throws. This time, they've made some key plays to get a 5-point cushion. Olsen, step back, knocked it down! Lucy Olsen!
That was somewhat of a fake out because Denise Dillon signaled like she was going to call a timeout. I think Marquette relaxed, and Lucy Olsen pulls up for the 3.
A minute to go at Mohegan. Each team with 3 timeouts. They're letting them play. 8 on the shot clock. It's Hare. Down to 5. And Kumu with 4. Rose and Kumu couldn't connect. Dulcie's got the rebound. And a timeout called by Denise Dillon. Villanova will have it down 2 with 43.6.
Lucy Olsen, what more can we say? So it looked like Denise Dillon was signaling to call a timeout, and then Lucy Olsen, a ridiculous step back, creating several feet of separation. And let's take a look at the second half that the Big East leading scorer has had. She's knocked down a couple of 3s this afternoon. She's put defenders on skates all afternoon. Mismatches, no problem. The step through is one of her patented moves. Hey, she will even take you into the post. There is nowhere on the floor that Lucy Olsen cannot score. And she is just at about her season average, 22 points on 50% shooting for Lucy Olsen. She has ice in the veins, and we saw it in their last regular season meeting against DePaul. At the buzzer, completing an 18-point comeback win for Villanova. So we know that Lucy Olsen is built for these moments.
"12 points in this second half on 5 of 7. She's also playing with the 4 fouls. That's of note. Olsen. Lucy Olsen for the tie is long. Dulcie with the offensive rebound. She's fouled going up, and she'll go to the line to try to tie this game.
Lucy Olsen, the leading scorer in the Big East. Christina Dulcie, the leading rebounder in the Big East, and the 3rd leading offensive rebounder in the country. Coming up with one when her team needs it the most.
Off on the first. This a big one for Dulcie. Just a 55% career free throw shooter. 0 for 2 here. And Megan Duffy immediately called timeout. So, Marquette down to 2, Villanova down to 2 TOs. Mackenzie Hare has come up big for Marquette.
Mackenzie Hare has been one of the best 3-point shooters in the country all season long. Shakes off a slow start and has hit 2 big 3s here in in the second half to put her team up 2. And Megan Duffy called the timeout, so they will advance here, and they have the lead.
Do you play this out, or do you extend the game?
Yeah, this is a tough decision here for Denise Dillon. About 6 seconds between game clock and shot clock. It is a gamble here. I would say because Villanova still has timeouts, and we saw them hit a game winner with 1 second on the shot clock. We know that they can execute. I would trust the defense here. Play it straight up, know that you can advance and have 6 seconds to get a shot. On the other end, I would play this straight up. Keep in mind, though, John, we see it right there. Lucy Olson, 4 fouls. You do not want to foul her out and not have her on the floor for a last-second chance.
It bears noting, Marquette is second in the Big East and one of the national leaders at over 76% from the free throw line. Marquette with those 3 timeouts, Villanova with 2. Marquette now down to 2 after that one. Golden Eagles are in the bonus, so any Villanova foul means Marquette is at the line. Thus far, they're playing it out, and it looks like that's what Villanova will do. 15 on the shot clock. A little over 5-second difference. Rosenkumu to Carlin. Can Marquette finish this time? That's deflected. Shot clock at 4. It's down to 3. Jordan King is short. Dulcie with the rebound. Timeout. Villanova with 5.2. They got the stop they needed.
All things go according to plan for Villanova as we predicted. They play out the play. No foul. Lucy Olson doesn't pick up a foul and foul out. And the best rebounder in the Big East completes the possession. They're really forcing out Jordan King. How about the defense from Bella Runyon? Discipline here to contest without fouling, and there was nothing that was going to get in the way of Christina Dowsey from securing that rebound. And now Villanova will advance it into their own end of the floor with one of the best scorers in the country.
If Marquette would prefer to make life a little bit more difficult, even on an inbound, they have a foul to give. Sometimes teams will utilize that foul to give. Kim, the question here. Villanova's 2 for 15 in the game from 3. Do you go for the tie? Do you go for the win? What's the approach?
I would go for a tie here, but if I'm Marquette, I probably am looking to use that foul to give here. It's a good allotment of time to use it with 5 seconds, but as always, you have to be extremely careful that a player is not going into the shooting motion when you give up that foul if you choose to use it, especially if it's from behind the three-point line.
This is where we talk about it. The ability to advance the ball is so much fun in women's basketball.
Oh, so much fun. Game changer.
Because even if Villanova were to convert a shot, if there's any time left, Marquette's got those 2 timeouts. Olson is the inbounder here.
Look for her to get it right back. Rosenkumu has to stay attached. Watch out for a back screen coming to try to free up Olson.
They won it at the buzzer over to Paul Sunday. Villanova looking for more magic. Into Runyon. Olson's got it. Lucy Olson with the runner for the tie. Couldn't hit. Marquette has climbed the mountain this time. They get past Villanova. The 6-game losing streak for the Golden Eagles against the Cats is over, and Marquette continues the streak. Under Megan Duffy, they've never missed the Big East tournament semis.
What a game. My heart is pounding. Megan Duffy is fired up. Marquette had lost the 2 regular season meetings by a single possession, and they have flipped the script. A 2-point win here. Let's take a look. You have the nation's 4th leading scorer inbounding it. We mentioned the importance of Nkumu staying attached. Great switch from Jordan King. I mean, credit to Lucy Olson to getting that much distance in that short of time, but well defended by the entire team there. And really do have to credit Lucy Olson, Denise Dillon, Villanova. What a ball game we had.
The Cats of Villanova have been the bugaboo for Marquette. Liza Carlin's tired of losing to them. And Megan Caffrey is with a happy Liza now.
Thanks, John. Liza, your coach was stressing defense to us the entire game. It came down to that very last play for your team's defense. How did it win it for you today?
I mean, defense was huge. We've lost to Villanova twice, so I mean, defense is all energy and how much you want it at the end of the day. We had a few tactical things, how we had to guard Lucy Olson, obviously the top scorer in the league. So it just came down to wanting it, being competitive, and having each other's backs.
Your teammate, your freshman, Skylar Forbes, came alive today. What was on display with her?
I mean, Skylar Forbes is a special, special player. She has a lot in her bag. She hasn't always shown it this year, and today she's shown almost everything that makes her so versatile. I mean, inside, outside. She's a great rebounder. She really does it all for us, and I'm incredibly proud of her.
You're headed to semifinals. How does that sound?
That sounds awesome. I'm excited. See you tomorrow.
Thanks, Liza.
Thank you.
We will see you tomorrow, Liza Carlin, as we look at final stats.
I mean, we predicted that there was not going to be a lot of separation in this game. That held true. Not a beautiful shooting night for either team. Look at the points off turnovers. That was a big swing in this game, but just some big plays down the stretch for Marquette. None bigger than the defensive stand against the Big East leading scorer on the final possession.
Let's reset this bracket. Marquette with that stop and the win. They will meet UConn for a second straight year in the Big East tournament semifinals.
That's going to be an exciting one. We know that UConn has been untouched throughout this Big East regular season, 18-0. A lot of teams looking for that third shot to take down the Huskies and make history. Be a good one tomorrow. And
again, the status of Aaliyah Edwards up in the air heading into tomorrow. We'll keep you posted on that. So for now, for Kim Adams and Megan Caffrey, this is John Fanta saying so long until 7 o'clock when we have Seton Hall and Creighton for our night session. Marquette a winner. Marquette and UConn onto the semis. Who will join them? We'll see you at 7 on FS2.